I think this is a really good opportunity. We talked about the invasion of cities and colleges. I want to throw to one more example. Someone who teeters on the edge quite a bit shows up talking out of both sides of his mouth. He had this to say recently about Jasmine Crockett. Sometimes you get attacked by your own.
Our Jasmine Crockett chooses to express herself. I'm like, is that going to help your district in Texas? Aren't you there to find a way to get stuff done as opposed to just being an impediment to what Trump wants? How much work goes into that? I'm just going to go off about Trump, cuss him out every chance I get, say the most derogatory, incendiary things imaginable, and that's my day's work. That ain't work.
He's got to deal with Black woman issues
Oh my
writ
God.
large, and whatever self-hate exists within him.
That is self-hate. before
I've
a black
never
woman.
seen a clip of him where he actually praises a Black woman.
That's what I'm saying. He's got
something
Black woman issue he's got to deal with. But
For those who are listening, that was Stephen A. Smith commentating about Jasmine Crockett's lack of work. For context, there was a poll that was recently done, and Jasmine Crockett's approval numbers amongst the American people rival Barack Obama's in 2008. So just for context, he is on an island unto himself.
Her approval numbers. I want to see these numbers. I genuinely want to see these numbers. Her approval rating rivals Barack Obama's. Yeah, I gotta see these. I need to see them because I haven't seen them, and I want to know who conducted the study because that also matters too. All right, that most certainly matters. But y'all let me know if you know what she's referencing or if she just pulled that out of thin air because I feel like she just pulled that one out from thin air because I ain't never seen it.
Because
or
people,
caping for some
because
other
people,
element.
because people see her largely working on our behalf. And I also want to say we recently had Jasmine Crockett on. It was on my solo pod, and Jasmine is on the show talking about having to go get fit for a bulletproof vest. So this is not the time for this.
Yeah.
And it is very dangerous for this. So I hear you even on the danger, even on campuses, but I
She was talking about getting fit for a bulletproof vest. Bro, come on. Stop. What prominent Democrat on a national stage, right? Because, of course, they're going to always talk about the whole Minnesota situation. Oh, my goodness. What prominent Democrat on a national stage in Congress, in D.C., has actually had a bullet sent in their direction? Oh, wait. Was it Kamala? No. Was it Joe Biden? No. Was it Jasmine Crash Out Crockett? No. Was it AOC? No. Was it Chuck Schumer? No. Hakeem Jeffries? No. Who was it? Oh! I know who had a bullet sent in their direction that's in D.C. You know, just the president of the United States, Donald Trump, a Republican. You know what other prominent political figure was actually shot as well? Was it Hakeem? Nah. Was it Nancy Pelosi? Maxine Waters? Nope. Charlie Kirk. But we're supposed to sit here and believe that Jasmine Crockett is under threat? Bro, nobody's going after Jasmine. Bro, she's more of a threat to herself than any Republican is to her. You know, come on, stop it with the nonsense, bro. Stop it. This is crazy. It's crazy talk, man. Oh, well, she's getting fit for a bulletproof vest. No Republican is hunting after Democrats. That's facts. It's only the other way around.
I wanted to bring this in because this is the kind of messaging they're hearing on their sports platforms, on talk radio, all the time. There is a growing divide between black men and black women.
Oh my God.
And I think that some of them are also leaning more
And
conservative
she's
in
a
their talking
congresswoman
points.
from Texas, and
Yes.
Texas has this open carry law. Governor Abbott is such a dangerous,
But he
problematic
sets
person.
up a false argument.
Yes.
How much attention is this taken away from you getting whatever you need for your district? The Republicans control the House of Representatives, the
Right.
Senate, and the White House. They not letting her get ish for her districts. And so the best she can do right now, not just for her district, but for the country, is to speak up and hold them to account at every single
Now-
level.
Which she does.
Are there
I
black
hope-
men
I
that's
think that-
listening to Stephen A. Bakari?
Yeah, of course. I mean,
But they would
there are
take
people who
that
like,
and take
there are
it
people who
seriously.
like,
Yes.
For white men.
Yeah, and they think
I
that
think
they
white
think
men.
they
You
think
guys,
that
it's
Jasmine
not just
Crockett
white
talks with her
men.
neck.
No, I'm not just
and
saying
is too loud and
exclusively.
snaps her fingers and all that, and they caricature her like he's doing.
Yeah.
And so my point though is that I didn't like the back and forth with Jasmine Crockett and Nancy Mace or whoever it was, right? But
Nancy Mace is the one that got violent. She was the one that said, "Let's take it outside."
I know them both very
Marjorie
well.
Taylor Greene,
I know them
Yeah.
both very well, and that just because I was in
They
the
attacked
legislature, so
her.
I look at that. I look at that totally different. However, I will tell you that there is a through line between the Ice Cubes and the Jason Whitlocks and the Stephen A. Smiths, and these individuals and. Ice Cube may be slightly different than the other two,
Slightly,
but
yes.
these individuals have been around since we have been on this freedom struggle. There have always been individuals out there which exhibit behaviors of charlatans who utilize, some people are in it for the change and some people are in it for the change, right? And I think that that's indicative. And they find the easiest path to the front of the line. And Stephen A. Smith is someone who doesn't have the depth to talk about House oversight or the appropriations process, right? And how you're able to bring resources back to your community or what Jasmine is doing. So he rather lampoon her or instead of having a constructive conversation. And so I've said what I've had to say about Stephen A. Smith in my book anywhere I can. I don't have a lot of use for him in the political dialogue. I think that there are individuals who he matriculated with at Winston-Salem State University that are extremely disappointed about the man he's become.
It's so disheartening to me. It's frustrating, one, because anytime we speak on this, it's like we, man haters and all this. But I feel such confidence in black men. I've never bought into the idea that all these black men are voting for Trump. Like, they vote overwhelmingly Democrat. We're pretty much in line with each other. What you all are saying is no, they are, and the data shows that there have been inroads among black men. I want to ask why, because it is frustrating to me and it feels heartbreaking, to be honest, because we are impacted by this system as well. It's not.
You think Democrats are making this system great? You've been voting for the same party for 60, 70 years. What have you gotten in exchange for it? And we're just supposed to keep lining up to vote for them again? Oh, man. Yeah. The blind leading the blind. The blind leading the blind. My goodness. We just supposed to keep lining up. Yes, massa. Yes, massa. Democrat. Yep. Democrat. No questions asked. Yes, massa. Even though Joe Biden came out and said, if you don't vote for me, then you ain't black. We ain't supposed to have no issues with that. We ain't supposed to say a single thing about it. We just supposed to line up. Yes, massa. Get on board. Get on board. If you don't get on board, then you ain't black. Come on now, bro. This is silly talk, bro. Silly talk. Just keep lining up to vote for the same fucking people over and over. No questions asked. How silly is that? Anyway.
Not a matter of who's impacted worse. We're impacted differently. We sit at the intersection of being black and being women. And so when men are frustrated with this system, it feels like they fight us. And I would put Stephen A. Smith in that category too. I'm mad at y'all for having joy. I'm mad at y'all for having success. I'm mad at y'all for surpassing us on college campuses. And so it's a small sect of men that are so angry and hurt that they're willing to align with the people who oppress us. What am I getting wrong? Because if you listen to Stephen A. Smith and you find anything other than some absolute pure self-hating little dick energy nonsense from that half-witted idiot basking in the non-existent.
There we go. A bunch of name calling, little dick because he don't want to agree with you. He has a differing of opinion. You go straight to the name calling, and that is why the Democrat Party ain't gonna win, and that is why the Democrat Party continues to lose people, because that's what you resort to. Instead of trying to enlighten him, right, and tell and let him know, hey, these are the reasons why I support this party. These are the reasons why I don't support the Republican Party. And here's some examples of X, Y, and Z, and this and that. Here's some legislation, blah, blah, blah. Nah, you resort to name calling. Oh, he got a little dick because he don't want to agree and line up for the Democrat Party and yes, some ass like we're supposed to do. And then they wonder why people continue to leave the Democrat Party. Oh man, just keep it up, keep it up. Hey, listen, I'm loving it. Keep on with the name calling, keep on with the ridicule, and keep on with the belittling and the whole nine. Have at it. You'll just continue to lose even more voters, and you won't win for a very long time. Which, with this type of mentality, Democrat Party shouldn't win for a very long time.
Raised of his own ignorance, it is sad to me that he even gets an audience of black men. Why aren't black men right now saying, F Stephen A. Smith, we banning him, we not listening to his podcast, we're not watching his show anymore? That's what black women do. We organize. Yeah.
Because we're smarter than that. We're smarter than that. We have nuance. We're not just we're not just oh yes, a massa type individuals. Nah. You ain't gonna tell us to jump and we gonna say how high. Okay? It ain't happening. Not by a long shot.
But you asked the question why.
Yes, tell me why.
So, by the way, I love the usage of adjectives.
I'm sure I messed it up somewhere.
But the answer to the question why is kind of twofold. Black men showed up. We were the third largest demographic voting for. You had black women, you had Jews as a collective, and then you had black men, somewhere between 74, 76% voting for Kamala Harris. And so, yeah, it's not a large number. We still are there. But the slippage you've seen is twofold. The first is that there's been no party, no group, which for the past 20, 30 years has taken the time to listen to black men holistically. And many times we are spoken to about policy. That policy revolves around things like criminal justice. Mm-hmm. But and marijuana. But very rarely do we have wholesome, fulsome conversations about the black men who are out there struggling to pay for early childhood education, child support, right? You know, how that
wages.
You know, when the craziest thing is when you get locked up for child support, do you know that your child support continues to grow?
Of course.
Like your driver's license gets suspended.
It's an unbreakable cycle.
It's an unbreakable cycle, right? I mean, just opportunities, STEM opportunities. So just having a holistic, fulsome conversation around black men is something that hasn't happened. The other thing is, which is a question that we have to answer, and hopefully we'll untangle it over the next, 100 episodes.
Certainly while you're here.
Certainly while I'm here is, there are a lot of black men who question whether or not they have the ability to breathe and lead in an era of black girl magic.
I will say what I would add, because I disagree on the latter point, but I do agree to this one, which is I think black men want the bag too. And we on the Democratic side don't talk enough, if at all,
or listen
about how I'm gonna help you prosper. What does prosperity for us look like? So if at every turn you're the deficit end of the equation, every turn somebody's got to do something for you, you're not making room. And one thing that Trump's talking points appear to do is to put you on track or on alignment with getting a bag. I don't think that is wholesale widespread.
Yeah.
Stephen A. Smith, I think he does have issues with black women, but I also think the brother's also trying to get and maintain and grow a bag. And he's similar to a lot of the black Republicans who ideologically could not articulate anything worth mentioning, are out here caping because they're not in competition with Bakari Sellers or Andrew Gillum. But they're at the front of the line on that side because they're willing to say the things that white people think and don't get to say with license. But they got you, cape and clown, who's willing to say it, right, and they get rewarded for it.
But he looks like money. He smells like money. He talks
all
loud.
Of it.
He knows.
How am I at the front of any line? What line am I at the front of? Can anybody explain that one to me? What line am I at the front of? I I've never been to a Trump rally. I've never been to a TPUSA event. I got invited to one, but I wasn't able to make it. I'm not paid by the Republican Party for anything or like I'm confused. What am I at the front of the line of? Because I missed something. Because all I see on the Democrat side are a bunch of paid influencers, and I say influencers in air quotations because it's like, I don't know, but I see a lot of those folks being paid. That's facts. I see a lot of protesters for the Democrat Party being paid. Being paid. So what am I at the front of the line of? If I really wanted a bag, as he says, right? Wouldn't I have just been a Democrat and been making Democrat positive content because they're paying Democrats to say a bunch of stuff online? We see it all the time. They're paying Democrat protesters to literally go out and protest. Wouldn't I just be a Democrat? I can get paid to go protest. I can get paid to make Democrat friendly content. Like I can just get paid from the Democrat Party to do that. Why wouldn't I just do that if I just wanted a bag? Come on now, bro. This stuff is silly, man. This whole conversation right there was just absolutely silly talk. Absolutely silly talk. And then he said, what did he say? He said, actually it was her. Which what is her name? She got fired a long time. Tiffany Cross. Tiffany Cross, this chick, she got fired from, I believe, MSDNC a while back. Now she's doing a podcast. Goodness gracious. And these are the same types of folks, mind you, and I said this earlier, these are the same folks that will wonder why they continue to lose voters after they just talked like that about people who simply disagree. Stephen A. Smith, who I wouldn't even consider a Republican. I mean, Stephen A. Smith came out and said, hey, I voted for Kamala. It didn't make sense to me, right? It didn't make sense to me because there's plenty of clips of Stephen A. talking. I'm like, yeah, bro, you're making a whole lot of sense. But then out of the same mouth, you say you voted for Kamala, though? How do those two things connect? It doesn't make sense to me. But he literally voted for their candidate. And all they can think to say and ridicule him about, oh, well, he got a little dick because he disagrees. He hates black women. He has a black daughter. But he hates black women. It's just, come on, bro. Come on. This is the thing that the left always does. Anytime that you criticize them in any type of way, they always accuse you of hating, some type of phobe, some type of ism. Oh, you're racist. You know, like, come on, bro. It's silly, man. It is absolutely silly. And they're going to continue to lose voters. They're going to continue to lose. Anyway, y'all get in the comments. Let me know your thoughts and your opinions. Peace. I've said enough. Jeez.